like playing cozy games, or at least I think I do. I have fond memories of playing Animal Crossing New Leaf. Stardew Valley was one of the games that got me into gaming as an adult, and my favorite game of all time is Fantasy Life for the 3DS. But I can't help but feel that with the abundance of cozy games out there for you to choose from nowadays, that a lot of them are missing something. I mean, can you honestly think of any game that's come out in the last 5 years that has become as popular or revered as Stardew Valley or classic Animal Crossing? Let me give some context for this rant. A little while back, my boyfriend surprised me by gifting me a game on Steam, Cozy Caravan. When I saw what this game is about, I was excited. You play as a little customizable animal character who goes around helping neighbors with little tasks and collecting food to sell at your market as you travel from place to place. It seemed like a more streamlined version of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which I dropped after approximately 2 weeks because the gameplay loop got so tedious for me. So I booted up the game, started playing, and I was having a great time at first. Exploring the map, meeting villagers, collecting fruits and veggies, selling things at the market, but it only took about 2 hours for me to realize that there were some fundamental issues with the gameplay loop. There are a couple main things to do in this game. The first thing you can do is collect food for your market. The seemingly best way to collect food is by helping farms around the map by picking the items and placing them in the basket where farmers will give you a cut, and each farm only regrows after a few days. The thing is, you can only hold 4 items at a time, and you would think they would give you an upgrade that automatically teleports things to your inventory, but no, you can eventually hold 5 things instead of just 4. Wow. So God forbid you be a good citizen and pick up some trash on the way to helping a farmer. You're gonna have to go all the way back to your inventory and drop it off, and then go all the way back. And also, there's no sprint button. Now that you've collected your food, it's time to cook items so you can sell them at a higher price at your market. There's a little mini game each time you have to cook something. That seems fun at first, but you would expect that after you chop carrots, say 3 times, they would let you do it automatically, right? Wrong. You have to do it every single time. So you want to make a salad? Get ready to chop a carrot, then a lettuce, then a tomato, then mix it together. Then you have one salad. So then if you wanted to make multiple salads for your market, you would have to go through all of these steps over and over again. Let's say you're tired of dealing with food and want to do quests for your little village friends. One of the main things you'll do is either get them an ingredient or bring them along on your caravan to the place they want to go. That's cute, right? Except you can only bring one with you at a time. So if you pick up the wrong person, you could end up going back and forth across the whole map several times just to bring 2 people to the right place. And there's no fast travel either, but it's worth it because at least the villagers have unique personalities and interesting dialogue, right? Right? Nope. Pretty stale, shallow characters that already know you and don't have anything fun or different to say. The worst part is there's not even an overarching narrative or big end goal you're hoping to reach. So after a while, the whole game seems pointless and soulless. And it's not just Cozy Caravan. I felt the same way with Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I feel like a lot of new cozy games feel like they're missing something. So that led me to the question, what are cozy games missing nowadays? Well, to answer this, I think we need to look at what a cozy game actually is. See, cozy is not really a genre of gameplay like life sim or RPG, but more of a subgenre like fantasy or sci-fi. There's not really a universal definition of what cozy in gaming means, so I'm gonna describe it using the definition that I found in RNM's video, Cozy Games Need an Edge. In this video, they describe a cozy game as a game with 1. Simple and easy mechanics, 2. Slow methodical gameplay, and 3. It's intended to be comforting. Something that I think is important to distinguish as well is that a comfort game is not necessarily a cozy game. I think a comfort game is more personal and doesn't necessarily have to be cozy to help you as an individual relax. For example, some people say that games like Silent Hill and Resident Evil 4 are comfort games, even though those games are not intended to be cozy. So now that we have a rough definition of what a cozy game is, I want to talk about what I think cozy games nowadays are missing. First, I think Arnim makes a really cool point in the aforementioned video that cozy games need an edge, meaning they need a discomfort that makes the rest of the game seem comfortable or cozy, and that makes the world seem more real. Some examples of things that give a game an edge could be an art style with rough edges, like the low poly look of web fishing or short hike, harsh dialogue, think early Animal Crossing villagers, a lack of player control, and even literal garbage in the game. Without an edge, I think a cozy game can feel flat and artificial, maybe even boring. For example, in Animal Crossing New Horizons, the villager dialogue took a major downgrade with them lacking character depth, and all just being nice to you all the time, which discourages the player from ever really interacting with them. Second, I think cozy games need to have meaningful quality of life progression. Everyday tasks that might seem relaxing at first can quickly become tedious if you're not periodically gaining things to make your life easier. For example, in Stardew Valley, you start off watering crops with a watering can, but you can eventually get sprinklers that automatically water your crops for you. In Animal Crossing, you can get bridges that help you move around your town easier. Third, I think there needs to be a better balance between game depth and game length. Some cozy games are simple, and that simple concept is great, but it can't be stretched for multiple hours. For example, there's a game called Kabuto Park, where the concept is that you catch bugs, level them up, and put them on a team to sumo wrestle against another team of bugs. This game is great. I think it's a fun, cozy game, but it's only 2 to 4 hours long, which is perfect because as great of a concept as this is, I think it would get tiring if it went on for too long because it's just lacking in depth. Similarly, if you want a game to be longer, maybe to justify charging more money, you have to have more depth in the world and gameplay. So going back to Cozy Caravan, some part of me thinks that maybe this is just a me problem. Maybe I've just gotten used to the faster gameplay of games outside of the cozy genre, that slow gameplay like this makes it seem tedious, which is the opposite of relaxing for me. Because when I was looking on r/Cozy Gamers, it seems like a lot of people really like games like Cozy Caravan and Hello Kitty Island Adventure, as well as other games that could fit into the criticisms here. Or maybe these criticisms are still valid despite that. I don't know. But I wanted to finish off the video by giving some recommendations of cozy games that I've really enjoyed. If you're looking for shorter, simpler games, Kabuto Park that I mentioned earlier is great. There's also Lottonaut, which is a game where you go around a little ocean cleaning pollution and saving fish that you can care for. And Digseum is a short incremental clicker similar to the digging minigame in Pokemon. And if you're looking for a longer game, Spiritfarer is one of the most impactful games I've ever played. It's a story-based management sim where you help spirits move on to the afterlife. And Fantasy Life for the 3DS, not Fantasy Life I, is one of my favorite games of all time. But that would probably have to be a whole video by itself. And if you made it this far into the video, thanks so much for watching. And if you have any cozy game recommendations, please let me know. I would love to try them.